Branson Convention Center, and we are here for the biggest cornhole event on the planet this Memorial Day weekend. It is the ACO Pro Series Qualifier, as all roads lead to Sunday's $20,000 winner-take-all championship matches. Now, with me here in the booth, I'm Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO, my co-host on the Taco podcast, Frank Gears, the cornhole dude, and we just continue to be served up matches here on center court, Frank, with fantastic players. In fact, right now we are looking at part of the ACO family, Jaxson Garrison, whose father Randall played a little while ago, and a reigning seniors world champion in Alan Wingham out of Indiana. This is going to be a great match, and you can see they're both sporting those purple championship jerseys, those major championship jerseys. This is going to be a dogfight.
Dude, first thing, it's cool to see them come on up here with their purple jerseys on. I mean, that means they are powerhouses, right? Jaxson Garrison, whose dad, Randall Garrison, is also in this qualifier round, right?
He played earlier, yeah.
Played earlier. And either one of these two could walk away with that 20K. Alan Wingham is our senior champion from last year. Columbia, South Carolina. Both these guys, right now they're...
And I will tell you right now, that was a fantastic final down and back airball just off the cuff. But I will tell you, the one interesting thing that we've seen so far is the fact that there are no givens. There are no givens. There are matches that we thought we knew who was going to win before they finished their down and back, and we were absolutely wrong. Tanner Halbert fell, one of the early on favorites maybe to take the entire tournament, and he fell in the first round. But this is a double elimination to get down to the first 8 of 16 who will compete on Sunday. We've still got a lot of great cornhole to go.
A lot of games, and my hat's off to Mr. Brian Jones for taking. I mean, he's got more games he's got to play, but to beat Tanner Halbert, who is one of the favorites to win this thing overall, is awesome. So I love the fact that Brian came out with his A game, man, and played well.
And we were game on. Alan Wingham had the blue bags. He's the higher seed. He had the first pitch. And with this final bag here of the first frame, Jaxson Garrison's going to sneak one in there. And they're just going to leave that at no blood. He was lucky to get that one. Well, not lucky. I say lucky because for me that would be
a little skill
lucky.
There, brother. Come on.
But he was fortunate, I'll say, to have no blood drawn on that first trip down the board.
And these guys throw tens of thousands of bags, and this is not a fluke that these guys are good. I mean, this is
You just keep on keeping on, my friend. But as we discussed earlier, and how you see 400 different players in the other room and 400 different ways to pitch the bag. We've seen flat spin bags that spin fast. We've seen Tanner Halbert spins a fast bag. Jones spins a slow bag, but everything comes out flat. Wingham throws he begins his throw vertically. He starts vertically, and then he kind of lays it out with a slow spin. Very deliberate bag, but he knows exactly where it's going as soon as he lets go of it out of his hand. And that's a pretty strong bag right there with the stick side down to be able to run that far up the board and drop it in there from Jaxson.
There's some players out there that like the low line drives, and if they're going to be a player like that, generally you're going to play the stick side of the bag, right? There's other players out there that play more the finesse game and prefer playing the slick side of the bag.
And it's interesting, too, we pointed out earlier with in the Tanner Halbert match, the difference in stances. Both of those guys just, pitch from a standing position, but Tanner pitches right hand, left foot forward. Jonesy pitches with same hand, same leg forward. These guys both right hand, right leg forward. It's just whatever makes you the most comfortable.
That's it. Figure a way that you feel comfortable to put the bag in the hole. That's exactly what you need to do, Finn. This is I still can't get over the fact that there's $20,000 on the line this weekend for one player. One magical player is going to walk out of here and take me to dinner.
There you go. Well, I would tell you, if you are watching on Stadium, and we know you are, we invite you back here on Sunday. That was a great frame there for Jaxson. Puts up an 8-0 lead here against Allen. And again, if you had asked people, was that going to be the case right out of the chute? I don't know that anybody would have said that, but just as quickly as it could be 8-0, it could be 8-8, and then it could be 16-8. So stay tuned, and again, we invite you to be here Sunday. That is going to be the championship Sunday, and that's where you said that $20,000 check is going to be awarded to one player, plus sponsorship throughout season 17. And season 17 we wouldn't have season 17 if there hadn't been 16 before it. So AmericanCornhole.com.
Dude, that's brilliant. I love that.
Everything that you need to know about how to become part of season 17 if you think you can step up here on this center court and take a shot at 20 grand or more in the future.
Yeah, if you want to buy some of these bags, you can get them at AmericanCornhole.com. They're available. Practice, because these are the bags that are going to be used on the ACO Pro Series Cornhole Tour. Again, they're a two-sided bag. They're a suede on the one side, a nice slick poly on the other side. So they're great bags. I think the players, I love the fact that the players are now having to play back to the same equipment out here. So
the OG.
It's all equal, man.
It's OG, and those who took the time to practice a little bit with it realized what they were up against on that sticky side and that slick side, and they're either going to make the adjustment or they're not. But as you've mentioned, these players are all so good at adapting and overcoming. This shouldn't be a problem for them.
Well, I'm looking up at the score right now, and 10-0 in favor of Garrison. He's out to an early lead, but anybody can win this game, right? And I don't know how many good games you've seen already today that you've been talking about, but a couple of nice comebacks. Isaac Hurt was up, and then down, up, and then down. That was a real good game that he had against Sean Anderson, I believe it was.
Yes, he did. And so many of these games have come down to the final frame where so much happens in that final bunch or whatever, or something will drop in and you didn't expect. You got to go down and check, and then all of a sudden, it's not always just that hole-in-one shot or that extra, that three-pointer at the buzzer. You go down there and you realize when you see down what's below the hole, hey, I won. It's one of those. So it's sort of that delayed gratification, that delayed reaction, but the excitement level, you can clearly see it across the face of somebody like an Isaac Hurt, who just gets that grin from ear to ear. And at 13 years old, man, he is going to be something to deal with for decades.
13 years old, dude. That's just crazy to think how good these guys are at that age. And like
he started when he was 8, and he started when he was 8, and everybody, he was in the shadow of his big brother Caleb, and now he says the one guy that I'd love to beat is my big brother Caleb, and one day he will.
By the way, that's a pretty big shadow he's casting there too.
Yes, it is. But you talk about the Garrisons, who we have Jaxson here and his dad Randall involved. You've got the Hurts, big brother, little brother.
Don't forget about the Halberts.
We've got the Halberts, husband and wife.
Out there.
Absolutely. And when this program was first put together, they were going to be husband and wife. So this is kind of an interesting twist here now. Is this going to cause any friction at home? We shall see. But 10-0, Jaxson Garrison up over Alan Wingham. Again, Alan Wingham, the reigning seniors champion from Columbia, South Carolina in the World Championships last year. The World Championships this year, and a dirty bag from Wingham. Not something you would expect to see. And Jaxson does not take advantage of that. He leaves that center open, and Alan not able to capitalize on that. It cost him a 5 spot.
He is inching closer, Mr. Jaxson Garrison, to advancing on in the winner's bracket.
Yes. And to finish my point there, this year, the World Championships, the Bradenton area, Florida, your opportunity to come out, hang out. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, how about that?
Dude, beaches.
Down there around Anna Maria
Sunshine.
Island, Longboat Key. Yeah, a whole week of cornhole, the best cornhole in the world, being played at the Bradenton Convention Center. That's going to be big.
Oh, that's going to be epic. All right, it's 15-0 right now, though, in favor of Jaxson Garrison.
Again, double elimination here as we work to get to our first 8 of the 16 that will participate on Sunday.
Yeah, so what we've got going on is a double elimination bracket where we have 20 players that came together. They did a frame game earlier this afternoon.
We want to bag off the back there.
That seeded these players. If you're wondering why people are playing certain people, they seeded themselves based on the frame game to get everybody into this thing. So now it's 18-0 in favor of Jaxson Garrison.
And I will tell you this, all day long we have not seen one skunk.
Ooh,
we have not seen one
We're not going to see it now because you just called it out.
We shall see. You can thank me later, Alan. But yeah, that frame game helped seed the players, and another innovation from the ACO, that game of...
Yeah, if you want to see how good you are, you can go out and do a frame game on your own in your backyard. All it is throwing 13 frames. A frame is throwing 4 bags down, counting the score, putting it on a tally sheet for yourself, and do that 13 times. Throw 52 bags. Perfect score is a 156. And again, that's how we seeded these players out here today, was throwing that frame game. So Good.
Boy, this is precarious right here, the way these are sitting. Allen put one off the back of the board. Jaxson put one off the back of the board. Now just another one off the back of the board. Now the question is, what does he want to do with this? He doesn't want to risk dropping Jackson's bags, and he doesn't.
There you go.
And there it is. I saved Alan Wingham from the...
It was your magic words that worked so well there, brother.
We do what we can on the other side of the microphone.
But I tell you, once you break that goose egg, man, you've seen plenty of people come back from down by this much. So.
Yep. But you've seen people come back from down 20-0.
Yeah.
And take a 21-20 victory home with them. Both of these guys in their purple championship jerseys. Again, Alan Wingham, the defending seniors champion from last year in Columbia. Positioned that bag nicely to pull it in a little bit later on in the frame, but left a little bit of room there for Jaxson.
See what he does here now.
The question becomes, are they going to keep leaking him in? Does he have to go for the airmail to pull it in?
He tries it, and that's probably game over.
That could be it. If that one leaks in, it does it, and that wraps it up. How about that? 21-3. Jaxson Garrison, the Garrison family, having a great day here on center court. Alan Wingham, a defending seniors champion, goes down in round one of a double elimination tournament. Again, we are searching for the 8 top players today who will match up with the 8 top players from the Branson Major. 16 players, winner take all, $20,000 purse. It's going to be epic on Sunday right here as we wrap up the first ever American Cornhole Organization Pro Series Qualifier and tournament. $20,000 on the line, and all of that action will be continuing here today and on Sunday on the stadium.